Welcome back to the ProSource podcast. Today I am joined by Matt Vecchiola. He is the Senior Director of National Sales for Top Knobs, but today we're going to be focusing on Atlas Homewares. So thank you so much, Matt, for joining me.
Thank you, Molly. This is my third podcast with you, so I'm really excited to be back. The last two were so much fun, and really excited to discuss Atlas Homewares with you. So
yes. So I think the last two times we've talked specifically just about Top Knobs.
Yes.
So this will be exciting to dive into something a little bit different.
Atlas needs a little TLC. It's good to show us a little love on the Atlas Homewares side. So thank you for suggesting this, and we're excited to talk to the ProSource crew about Atlas because all of you guys have it on display. We got some cool stuff going on. We'll give you a little history, a little background, and hopefully you'll grow to love Atlas even more after today. Yes,
totally agree. I was going to mention we should probably just make you co-host at this point.
That's fine. Absolutely. Let's go. Bring me on for the next flooring guy. That'll be fun. So
yeah, exactly. That'd actually be pretty good. Probably press and like awareness for you guys too.
Absolutely. Let's do it. I love working with you, Molly, and you bring me on any interview you want. All right.
That sounds good. So just to give a little bit of background about Atlas, I know the company began in 1993. I saw that it was founded by a jewelry designer. Thought that was very interesting, but also makes sense if you think about how a lot of jewelry designers think about like aesthetic and the final touches. I feel like you can say the same thing about homeware for your cabinets.
Absolutely. Her name was Adrienne Maria, and she was a jewelry designer. She took all kinds of inspiration from textures and forms that other people might overlook to create a signature hardware collection that felt fresh and unique. And today, Atlas has grown into a design-driven brand with hundreds of SKUs, from clean lines to simplistic hardware, and even some extravagant stuff. So with Adrienne, Atlas was a female-run brand, which brings a lot of the influence to what Atlas has evolved into today. A lot of the inspiration from Atlas across the entire collection comes from jewelry, accessories, architectural designs. A really cool story that I love to tell was one time Adrienne was getting her hair done at the hair salon, and she was getting her hair washed, and she looked up and saw the industrial pipes above her, and thus created a collection called the Steampunk series from Atlas, which is designed to look like an industrial pipe, and that's how she
cool.
That's how she got her inspiration, was getting her hair washed at an industrial hair salon. So,
self-care can sometimes lead to doing great things in business.
Absolutely.
Or creations that she comes up with. And I know Atlas is like under the family of brands for Top Knobs.
Yes.
When was it acquired, or how was that process?
Yeah, so the private equity firm that owned Top Knobs in 2014 acquired Atlas in November of 2014, and it was a perfect fit to our portfolio because Top Knobs was kind of more of a mainstream industrial meat and potatoes type brand, and Atlas fit a lot of the gaps that Top Knobs was missing at the times, with some boutique hardware, ultra contemporary hardware, some mixed metals, some different materials, bath accessories, house numbers, all that stuff. So a lot of the things that we were missing on the Top Knobs side, Atlas Homewares brought to the table. So really good fit for us, and it's been fun to have the brand evolve over it's been 11 years now since we've been working with Atlas.
Yeah, that's wild. That's also just wild to think 2014 wasn't like 5 years ago, and it was over a decade ago now.
I know. And Atlas was founded in Los Angeles, California, so it's kind of like a California cool type brand, and that's how it's always been, and that's where the Atlas products ship from our warehouses in Los Angeles today.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because I was looking at some of your new collections that we're going to get into today, but you still get that Cali vibe that you just mentioned, and even like the boutique kind of vibe that they started with in like 2014 that Top Knobs was missing that you mentioned. I can still feel that in today's work from Atlas.
That's the goal. We want to keep that's why we've continued to maintain the brand, and we want to continue to keep Atlas who Atlas has always been.
Yes.
It's a special brand. It's a unique brand, and it's one very near and dear to our hearts, and we want to keep Atlas just as you described it, Molly.
A lot of the Atlas collections, or all of them, are described as where style meets function. What does that phrase mean to you, and how have you seen it come to life in some recent collections?
Yeah, where style meets function means that our hardware is not only a beautiful addition to a home, but it's also thoughtfully made to withstand daily use. With Atlas, you see a balance of eye-catching designs, particularly with materials that are made to last. Whether it's the sleek, smooth lines of our Whittier collection or the textured, more eclectic details of our Nature collection, each design offers both visual appeal and lasting durability, and I think that's what sets Atlas apart.
The two new Atlas collections we're spotlighting today. We have the Benning collection, and then we also are going to talk about the Zander collection. So, first, let's talk about Benning, if that's okay with you. How would you describe the appeal of the Benning collection to any trade pros or homeowners that are listening?
I think the versatility of the style of the collection, the
Hmm.
feet of the pool and the knob have an industrial edge with a
Yes.
decorative rivet detail, and the soft rounded contours of the pool and knob introduce a modern touch, making this design versatile for pretty much any taste. So it's great. And when we were at the ProSource show in January, we had this board, and we got great feedback from everybody down in Orlando about this.
Yeah. No, I have it pulled up on my end and I'm looking at just how it is very simple and safe, but that makes it very accessible for anyone, right? Like, not everyone's wanting something crazy that's going to stand out. Some
Right.
people just want something nice and durable that's going to go with the rest of their kitchen. And looking at this collection, I feel like it's very applicable for many different kinds of kitchens. And, you can always play with how the cabinet looks, and that'll always make the collection look a little bit differently, like where it's sitting at. But it's very safe. It's not, super bold like some of like the Xander collection that we're going to get into. But
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Like I don't
And
think it always needs to be super different.
one thing we've learned in the world of decorative hardware is safe is what sells. So
Yeah,
that's why it's so popular.
I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, you have the bedding pool, the bedding knob with the back plate, and then the bedding appliance pool. Yeah, going back to just the simplicity, you're getting that visual balance, very clean, and I feel like it'll add depth to your space without overwhelming the rest of the design. What kind of story would you say Xander tells opposing Benning?
Yeah, so the Xander collection was thoughtfully crafted to merge bold, dynamic designs with great versatility. It showcases an arch flare design along with an optional stepped backplate. So the Xander collection blends sophistication and playfulness to instantly elevate cabinetry and provide a beautiful solution to a variety of design needs. It's also great with the backplate. It's a great solution for retrofitting cabinets. So if somebody's just swapping out some old cabinet hardware with something new, the back plates cover up a lot of existing screw holes or any other imperfections on the cabinet doors and drawers. So that's what's great. Both of these collections, Benning and Zander, do have an optional backplate solution. The Zander one's a little bit obviously bigger backplate that covers everything up, but backplates are another thing that's trending in the world of cabinet hardware today.
I would say they very much contrast each other, though the Xander collection isn't too different. Like it's obviously more bolder choice than the Benning, but people that are
Yes,
looking for that like subtle luxury style, this is perfect for that. It does give the luxurious style that one might want without being too bold and like in your face about it.
but yet still safe. So yes,
Still
100%.
very safe, yeah. Yeah, I like the sharp edges too. Whereas like with the bedding one, the bedding pools are like rounded edges. This one's very like cut kind of corners, but very different also. When thinking about the different finishes, so we talked a little bit how they're structurally made, the style of them. When looking at the finishes, what do you see as the most popular for both of these?
Yeah, so when I was on with you back in January, we spent a lot of time discussing the Top Knobs Honey Bronze finish as being the
Yes.
industry leader right now. We have a very similar finish at Atlas called Warm Brass, the WB finish. Not an exact match to Honey Bronze, but cut from the same cloth, same warm goldish tone, and yeah, that's our trending to be our number one finish at Atlas Homewares as well. So Warm Brass, the WB finish is taken off. So gold,
That's
we can't get
awesome.
away from it at Top Knobs, and can't get away from it at Atlas. That's the hot ticket right now.
I am not complaining about that. I do love that like gold finish. I just feel like it brings a lot of warmth to a space where we talked about this in previous episodes, but we're moving away from just the grays and the neutrals and we're
Uh-huh.
adding a little bit of warmth and color. I'm very happy with that trend in homes. I think that it just makes life feel a little bit better.
It's warmer. It's just makes like you said, a lot more warm and cozy feeling to the kitchen. So I think it's a great
Yes.
trend and shows no signs of slowing down, and hopefully it'll last for many years to come.
So we talked a little bit about durability. What are some specific ways that Atlas is using hardware to not only be beautiful, but also being built to last, especially in those high use areas like kitchen and baths? Can you share any like specific events or tests that Atlas does to ensure that it's staying durable?
Yeah, absolutely. So our product development team, they review samples before we launch anything. So we get, iteration after iteration of samples coming from our factories. They test, they tool to make sure no piece of the products could easily have a problem with installation or disassemble over years or anything like that. We're made with the best materials that are built to last and withstand daily use. Our products are made to be ADA and Prop 65 compliant. And most importantly, we have a lifetime warranty. So any issues that you have, we'll stand behind it and we'll replace it. So we have your back anytime you're selling Atlas if there's ever a
So
problem.
that is something I think that's good for a lot of trade pros and designers to know. Is there anything else you want to mention to any contractors, any of our trade pros that are listening, that why they should consider Atlas when they're presenting options to their clients?
I would say what really makes Atlas stand out is our ability to stay ahead of the design trends. So we discussed that it was founded by a jewelry designer, and we've maintained that whole feel throughout the brand. We were always launching new collections. We launch on average 3 new collections a year, allowing designers and homeowners to choose a piece that perfectly suits their needs. No matter what your personal taste is, Atlas has evolved to have product for everybody. We're displayed in
Yeah.
all ProSource locations around the country, making it easier for customers to go into your locations and see and feel our products in person. We have a free sample program so designers and homeowners can confidently choose the hardware that best fits their space at home. And, with most orders are shipped the same day and everything's in stock for the most part, we try to make the project effortless. So we just try to be the easiest partner that you have in the hardware world to work with.
Yeah. The easy sample options that you guys have is huge, I think, too. Because in a world of just delays and having products that are hard to get for homeowners, that's huge, I think,
Yeah.
to be able to have that easy sample checkout.
And not only that, there's so many options. There's so many things that you look at when you go into a ProSource location for hardware. It's just nice to just say, hey, here's a handful of things I'd like to see. Just order a free sample from our website and we'll send it directly to your client.
Yes. And it's very easy to find the Atlas, um, I guess, area in ProSource. As soon as I walk in, I usually see the tower, and it's just a bunch of beautiful pieces of hardware. And I like to just take the videos and photos of it because it's hard to make it look bad for like our social media. It looks great. So you can definitely walk into a ProSource and look for the big Atlas logo on a tower,
Absolutely. Can't
and
miss it.
top knobs, of course. But yeah.
Hey, today's Atlas's day to shine. We're going to keep talking.
Yes, yes. If a designer walked into a ProSource showroom and asked for the boldest Atlas collection, which one would you recommend?
We've talked about it already, and I'm going to go and say with Zander. It's probably our
Oh, okay.
boldest collection to date. It makes a great visual statement with its arch design and the step details on the backplate. And we
Yeah.
also offer this, one thing I forgot to mention, we also offer the Zander collection in appliance pool sizes as well. So that's something that, that's a kind of a deal breaker when looking at cabinet hardware these days is people want to have a matching appliance pool.
Yeah, I feel like even the backplate adds that another layer of being bold. And you said people can take away the backplate too if they would like,
That's
right?
100% optional for sure.
Yeah. So you can kind of like, I know you can decide how bold you want it to be,
Exactly.
depending on if you want to use the backplate or not. What is one Atlas collection that you think is underrated and due for a breakout moment?
So it's a collection that's been in our line for years. It's probably my favorite name to say, and it's called Zanzibar.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
cool.
fun word to say. So I think our Zanzibar collection is our most underrated collection. It's just a standard bar pull with a faux leather wrapped around it. So what's made it cool to do for a breakout is we've launched the bar in gold, and a couple of other different options of the faux leather. So like a white leather wrapped around a gold pull looks really, really cool. It
That
adds a
is
nice little
nice.
warmth and comfort to a space with a little style and sophistication. And then another underrated category that we have is house numbers. So we have exterior house numbers in Atlas Homewares in several
Oh,
different fonts. So we have house numbers, door knockers, doorbell covers, all that stuff. So that's a really underrated category. And when people are building houses or remodeling, oftentimes are looking for house numbers, and that's not really a place where a lot of people know off the top of their head where to go. And
Yeah.
Atlas Homewares, we have several different fonts and looks, and the most popular being Modern Avalon is the collection
Okay.
for house numbers. So if you're ever looking for house numbers, come to us at Atlas. We got them for you.
You can get it all at one place, not just your knobs and pulls, but also your home numbers. Yeah, that is one thing I don't think about very often is house numbers. And I've never had to go look for them, but I think if I needed to, now I know where to go. But like a week ago, I would have been like, I have no idea where to start.
Well, if you learned
Google
anything
search.
today, Atlas Homewares has house numbers.
That's cool. That's very cool. Can you share what might be next for Atlas and what does the rest of 2025 look like?
So obviously we have Top Knobs and we have Atlas, and we always launch new
Yeah,
products every year for both. We launch our Top Knobs new products in January, and we shifted to launch our Atlas new products in the summertime. So at the end of June, about another month from now, we're going to be launching 3 new collections for Atlas. So that way Atlas can stand on its own with its new product launch mid-year. So we have 3 new collections called Amplify, Findurn, and Lanehurst. So these collections offer a variety of design styles from industrial to traditional. So these collections can be found in our new 2025 catalog, which has just been released. And we're really excited to get these locations launched to all the ProSource locations this summer.
I've known there were some new collections coming out. I didn't know what the names of those were. So that's very exciting. I didn't realize there were going to be 3 new ones. And I'm sure we'll be sharing a bunch of information about those on our social media for those listening if you want to follow along. And then also make sure to check out Atlas's new product guide, you said it was?
Yeah,
A
our
new
new
product
catalog is
catalog.
yeah, catalog should be on our website in mid June, and the new products should be available to start pre-ordering in mid June, and hope to have them in stock in July. So, really
Very
excited for the new
exciting.
product launch from Atlas.
How do you think working with ProSource has helped bring Atlas into more remodels across the country?
Just you guys have really helped with our brand awareness, so it's been great. Every single ProSource location has Atlas on display, and
Yeah,
obviously you guys marketing and promoting our brand is helping to spread the word about who we are. So maybe someday Atlas will be just as popular as Top Knobs, but right now we appreciate all the support you guys can give us, and a lot of our new collections are right on trend with the market. And we're going to continue to keep Atlas who Atlas is, which is a unique design driven decorative hardware line. And it's a great brand, and we appreciate all the showroom space that you guys give us around the country and all the loyalty and support. So no, you guys have been a great partner, and we look forward with our new products to continue to grow with you guys. And any questions that you have about Atlas, we're happy to help.
thank you so much for your time today, Matt. I'm sure this won't be the last time that you're on our podcast. So
Hey,
we'll definitely probably catch up again soon.
thank you so much, Molly. This has been so much fun. I remember last time we were in January, and we were talking about how freezing cold and depressing it was. And, now we made it through winter and we're ready for a beautiful summer. So thank you so much for that.
Yes, very exciting. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining us today on the ProSource podcast. Please like and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast. Also, follow us on social media, check out our website at prosourcewholesale.com. Needs.